We have breaking news. Bitcoin's legendary blue dot has just printed for a back-to-back blue dot, something that has never happened before this late in the cycle. In today's video, I'm going to give you the top 3 things you need to know about this blue dot and what it means for your Bitcoin and what it means for your altcoins. And just a warning, the thing number 3 I'm going to tell you might absolutely blow you away, so you better be sitting down. Let's get into it. Welcome, I'm Steve. Here we deliver honest, sponsorship-free TA with genuine value. Subscribe for a no BS approach that actually helps you. Subscribe. So here we are, Bitcoin US dollar index, and today we're on the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we have our hash ribbons up, which you can go to your indicators and you can pull this up for yourself. And you can see clear as day, we just printed back-to-back blue dots. Now, first and foremost, what does it mean? And then we're going to get into those 3 things that you have to know. And once again, item number 3 is going to blow you away, so you better be ready for that. First and foremost, what does this blue dot mean and what is the hash ribbons? Well, the hash ribbons is basically when miners capitulate and then recover. So if you look at the chart, you can see it shows you when they start to capitulate with this little green dot, and then when they recover, the blue dot prints, and it basically signals to the market when the market is having trouble. Now, when you look at the big picture of Bitcoin, you will see we have a lot of these blue dots near market cycle bottoms, and it's telling the market like, hey, that painful bad stuff, that's over. That's when the miners capitulate. But when the miners recover, it shows us that the market is on trend for a recovery. That bad bloodbath is over, and that was a good time to buy. And the blue dot is a signal to the market to buy because miners have recovered and that trend is shifting. What we typically do not see is that late in the cycle, like we are right now, having 3 back-to-back blue dots print is flat out an anomaly. Plain and simple. We can't find any other time in history where we've had 3. So what does it mean? Is it something really, really good? Or is it something really, really bad? Now, let's think of it in this context. The miners capitulating, what does it mean to the market? Well, it means that it's an accumulation zone, right? When miners give up, it's usually a good time to buy. When people give up in crypto, that means the RSI is at its lowest level, meaning like everybody's selling. That's always a good time to get into the market, especially when miners start to recover, which is what this blue dot represents. It's not only did they give up, but they have recovered, they're back in action, and you see the trend play out as such. So in essence, is this blue dot good or bad? It's good. So if we know it's good, and we know that so far in history it's been good, why did we just print 3 back to back? Could that be bad? And what does that mean? Let's go into the 3 things I want you to know. I want you to leave this video with knowing about the hash ribbons. And thing number 1 is just how rare it is and what it means. So first, how rare is it? Well, when you look at our last cycle, we had 1 blue dot print near the market cycle top, which signaled that last hurrah. It means that we had this first top and then our double top. After our first top, we had a huge crash. That's where miners capitulated and they're like, oh my God, I'm giving up. This is horrific. You know, I'm struggling here. And the market sort of bottomed out, and it showed that this is an accumulation zone, meaning smart money was buying here. Why? Because miners gave up and then they recovered, signaling to the market that was the accumulation zone of smart money. Now, when you go back to the prior one, we had a couple of these buys print here. That's the same thing. This was an accumulation zone. We had a prior all-time high here. We had that move from 3 to 14 here. This was all an accumulation zone. This was just a prolonged accumulation zone from our market bottom to our double bottom and then the recovery from the double bottom. And it showed with the blue dots. The blue dots confirmed it, like, okay, miners gave up, they came back in, accumulation zone, smart money buying. So when we understand that how rare it is at this stage, let's understand one thing about number 1 and how rare it is. This is a prolonged accumulation zone. No hype, just facts. Subscribe and relax. That's thing number one I'm going to tell you. Now, what's thing number two? The miners. The miners part of it, of capitulating and then recovery, just is further emphasis on the accumulation zone. Every time before that we printed a blue dot, it was quite literally accumulation zone. And anytime that we printed multiple, it was just a more obvious accumulation zone that the market was telling us like, hey, wake the hell up. This is a time to accumulate if you haven't done so already. In essence, it leads us to number three. What can we quantify out of this? What does it mean for your altcoins, and what does it mean for your Bitcoin? This is a signal to the market. With this chart and this chart only, this chart is screaming to us that what we just experienced, this move that we had from here, from about 47 up to into the hundreds, that move right there, that move led us into this accumulation zone that we've seen here. And our accumulation zone is starting to build some structure. It's starting to build some momentum. It's telling us with these three blue dots right here, one thing and one thing only. While everyone waited to buy Bitcoin under 10K, which never happened, I told you to buy at 15K, which ended up being the bottom. And I called for Coinbase to go from 50 to 500. But none of that matters if you don't know how to exit like a pro. Soon, I'm going to be releasing my personal exit strategy. Be ready. Now I'm about to tell you item number three. I wanted you to make sure you're sitting down because this one might shake some feathers a little bit. This chart right here is telling us in big, bold letters, there's more room to go. This was an accumulation zone, and those that missed it, missed it. And that what is coming is a move that we better be sitting down for. That's what the market is telling us with this particular chart. Let me know in the comments down below and hit that subscribe button. Trade like a tourist or go with the pros. The FFA is where the real ones go. Link in description.